Ricordo che non vendo corsi, che questo corso non è in vendita, non puoi accedere al corso da YouTube e non gestisco io le iscrizioni al corso. Ho semplicemente piacere di trasmettermi mentre lavoro, mentre insegno una materia di informatica in inglese. Oggi i capelli sono più ribelli del solito, ma tanto ormai siete abituati. Questo è un corso che rientra nel programma GOL, Garanzia Occupabilità Lavoratori. È un corso che si tiene interamente in inglese, dove insegno interamente in inglese a fare delle cose che riguardano l'informatica. In questo percorso, nello specifico, stiamo imparando in inglese ad usare degli strumenti abbastanza complessi come i fogli di calcolo. Ora, c'è da dire che di solito per YouTube uso questo microfonino per farvi sentire meglio, però questo microfonino ha un connettore Bluetooth che attualmente non può essere connesso perché la porta è occupata dal caricabatteria. Quindi vi chiedo scusa se l'audio su YouTube non è ottimale come nelle altre live, però purtroppo si deve caricare un po'. I miei studenti stanno arrivando, alle 11:05 ufficialmente comincia la lezione su Zoom, non vedrai il mio schermo condiviso, non vedrai i miei studenti, sentirai solo la mia voce e vedrai soltanto me, così come allo stesso modo non sentirai la voce dei miei studenti per ovvie ragioni di privacy dei ragazzi. Nel frattempo ci facciamo un caffè, un po' lungo. L'altra live è andata molto molto bene, nel senso che la lezione è stata molto fluida, le ragazze hanno risposto benissimo a tutti gli input nuovi riguardanti l'informatica in inglese. Ti ricordo che sto utilizzando la metodologia CLIL che permette di insegnare una materia in inglese, quindi non mi sentirai tradurre, non mi sentirai dire questo si dice così, parlerò solo in inglese per 2 ore, quindi puoi beneficiare di questa lezione ascoltandola semplicemente oppure anche guardandola perché comunque utilizzo molto le espressioni facciali, il linguaggio del corpo, anche per far capire tutte le cose che non possono essere descritte diversamente se non veicolate con il linguaggio del corpo oppure con lo schermo condiviso che purtroppo non potrai vedere, però almeno c'è per i ragazzi. Questo è il microfono che va su Zoom. Questo è il microfono che dovrebbe andare su YouTube, però purtroppo adesso non è attivo proprio perché il telefono è in carica, purtroppo, insomma. Sono un po' di limitazioni tecniche col fatto che non ho un'attrezzatura professionale e quindi ci prendiamo le cose come vengono. È già tanto quello che sta succedendo qui su YouTube perché fino a 4 mesi fa questo canale neanche esisteva, cioè esisteva ma era vuoto, l'avevo attivato per sbaglio nel 2017 si può dire, quindi di conseguenza è già tanto quello che sta succedendo, 4 mesi, 16.000 iscritti, tante belle cose, tanti video che vanno bene, che sono utili. Quindi non farò degli investimenti specifici su attrezzatura iperprofessionale perché comunque il focus del canale è veicolare contenuti didattici che certo possono essere veicolati meglio con attrezzatura professionale per già l'aver fatto l'upgrade dell'audio che in questo momento non puoi purtroppo non puoi beneficiare dell'upgrade dell'audio perché purtroppo il microfono non è attivo, quindi chiedo scusa per questo piccolo inconveniente, ci avrei dovuto pensare un po' prima a ricaricare il telefono, però stavo preparando un progetto colossale, letteralmente un progetto colossale che uscirà tra qualche settimana, è un progetto immersivo in inglese, non posso dire troppo perché mio marito mi ha detto sicuro ti copiano l'idea, sicuro, quindi sto registrando i video per questo progetto pazzesco e di conseguenza non ho pensato a ricaricare il telefono. Tra 3 minuti iniziamo. Se nel frattempo ci sono domande relative all'acquisizione delle lingue, le potete fare, le puoi fare in questo momento. Ci mettiamo, ciao Mauro, ci mettiamo al lavoro prendendo il foglio di calcolo relativo all'altra lezione e cominciamo a vedere cosa i ragazzi hanno recepito, soprattutto perché ci sono stati gli assenti l'altra volta e purtroppo avendo degli assenti non posso inventarmi un modo veloce per farli recuperare tutto quello che non hanno fatto, quindi purtroppo gli assenti si perdono la lezione. Certo, gli potrei far vedere la live di YouTube registrata, in effetti è un buon modo per recuperare almeno qualcosina. Sto insegnando inglese per il digitale, tra 2 minuti inizia la lezione ed è una lezione interamente in inglese, i miei studenti sono già arrivati su Zoom, non è un corso in vendita, non vendo corsi, non sono un'imprenditrice, sono una dipendente, sono un insegnante e lavoro in remoto. Prendiamo subito il foglio. We'll try sign in. It should be, oh, there, I have it in English. That's amazing. That's amazing. Oh, that's what I wanted. Okay, my drive, recent, untitled spreadsheet. That's client's favorite items. Nope, that's not it. I was probably gonna look at this sheet. Ok. Ci sono 12 persone in live. Ok, andiamo a vedere. Insert drop down menus. Perfect. Ok, we're ready. Tra un minuto si comincia. Actually, that's not the light I wanted to turn on. That's the other one. Oh, well. Too bad. Wait, what's this? I mean, how's this? It doesn't really make a difference, does it? Ok, un minuto e si comincia. Okay, let's do this. Oh no, it's all tangled up. Here we go. Let me test my audio. Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. Good morning. Hi. Good morning. How are you? Oh, wait. Is it Cristiana who's not doing very well? Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you, Cristiana, and good luck. Yeah. Bye. Bye. Okay, well, that's tough. I moved houses 2 years ago. 2 years ago. It's been 2 years that I'm in here in this house, and moving was very tough. It was hard. Hi, good morning, Emanuele. How are you? You can't complain. Okay, good, good. It's good not to complain. All right, Vincenza, are you doing good today? I can hear you have a stuffy nose. You can, oh man, I'm so sorry. So if at some point you need to log off or just turn off the camera, turn on the microphone, I am recording myself. I'm not recording the lesson, but I'm recording myself. So in case you need to rewatch the lesson, you have at least a recording of me. Okay, sure. Hi, Benedetta, how are you today? Good, at least someone is saying fine. Someone said, I can't complain. I'm not doing very well. I'm moving. Oh, fine, someone is doing okay. Oh, man. Yeah, and I'm sorry to hear that. Also, some of you guys weren't here last time. Benedetta wasn't here and Emanuele wasn't here, right? So I'm going to send you a link to the recording. I recorded myself. I didn't record the whole lesson. So in this recording, you will not see the screen. You will not hear your classmates' voices, only my voice and only my face. But at least you have something to watch to catch up with what we did. Let me find the link for you. Let me find that link for you. Where is it? There it is. Let's find it. It's right here. Okay. Oh. Okay, that was loud. That was loud. So the recording is a YouTube recording. So the commercial started and it was loud. So I'm getting the link for it. Here we go. Wait, did I come? Okay. Here it is. I'll put it in the chat. I'll put it in the chat so when you have time you can watch it. Okay, it's the full lesson. It's 2 hours. So you might want to take your time to watch it. Don't do it now. Okay, I will start sharing my screen. Okay, so you can watch it later. No problem at all. Don't be sorry. You did nothing wrong. Now, just let me tell you, I'm going to share my screen, and with Vincenza's help, we will recap what we did last time. Only, Vincenza, only if you feel like talking. Okay? Okay. Only if you feel like this is something that doesn't bother you and it's not heavy on your throat or on your nose. So I'm going to share my screen. And here it is. Nope, not this one. Here we go. There. Okay. So last time we worked on Google Sheets, as you can see, and the first thing we did, we created a new sheet. So we started from Google Drive and we created a new sheet. Actually, I think we started from Google Sheets. We went to the Sheets dashboard and we started a new spreadsheet from the dashboard by clicking the plus sign. And we renamed our sheet to inserting drop-down menus. This is not the only thing we did, but this is the name we gave to our sheet. Then we created headers. Vincenza, which row contains headers? Yes, so this is the first row, row number 1. We started typing headers. A header is like a title. Student's name is the header for this column. Class is the header, the name, the title for this column. First term grade, second term grade, third term grade, and then a progress chart. So these are the headers. So we typed our headers. Then we formatted. See, you can format things. But we only formatted the background color, and the font. because we set it to bold. Then we went to ChatGPT and we generated a set of synthetic data. We asked ChatGPT, we typed a prompt, and we asked ChatGPT to give us a list of students' names and classes and grades. Then the next thing we did, we inserted drop-down menus or drop-downs. As you can see, this is a list of values that you can insert by choosing them from the drop-down. And Emanuele and Benedetta, I would like for you to pay attention to what happens to the chart when I change one of the values. Look at the chart. The chart changes. So we did a series of things, and we also inserted a mini chart in each cell to take a look at the progress for each student. Now, all of these things, I'm pretty confident that you guys can do them. You can do them by watching that link. If you watch that link, I am sure that you can learn how to do these things and learn every action name in English. So my recommendation is that you go ahead and watch it after this lesson. But for now, you need a sheet like this one. So I am going to give you a link to this sheet so you, Emanuela, and you, Benedetta, can create a copy of this sheet and work on it. Good. So I'm going to create a link. Anyone with the link is a viewer. I'm going to copy the link, paste it in the chat. And while we do that, I will ask Vincenza to give me 3 more things that I haven't included in this recap. Say 3 more things that we have done. Oh, okay. Oh, well, bilingual. Bilingual. Oh, yes. Right. What's the function name? It's right here. Yes. Good. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes, we do. I will give you a hint. So when we when we inserted all the values, I'm going to show you so that you remember. We had a list of values, but we had no colors. Yes, it's our term. Sufficient. Yeah, we only assigned yellow to 6. So yes, those are things that we did, and those are things that I don't know, maybe you already know how to do these things Benedetta, do you know how to do these things? Is it something that you feel confident you can learn by watching the lesson? Okay, Emanuele, do you know anything about these things? Perfect. I'm so glad. I'm so glad it's not something that's completely new to you. Perfect. So now, my question for Benedetta and Emanuele is, have you created your own copy of this sheet on your phone? Okay. Have you created a copy? Have you? Okay. So Benedetta, you're working from your phone. It's gonna be hard for you to, okay. I am also recording this lesson, so if you need to rewatch it, you know where to go. And if you want to perform all the actions again on your computer, you are free to do so, and you will be able to do that. There are some things that you can't do. Some things, those are things that you can actually do from your phone. And at this point, but yes, there are some things that you can't do. For example, the things that we will do today, like drop downs, you can't insert them from your phone. Other things that we will do today. But Benedetta, my question for you is, are you using an Android phone or an iPhone? Okay. At this point, my advice would be to download the Google Sheets app because it works better on your phone compared to the browser. Play Store. Don't get mistaken by downloading an app that looks like Google Sheets, but it's not Google Sheets. This is the original app, and it works pretty well. It works pretty well. This one is the original app. If you want me to, I can send you the link so you don't have to go crazy looking for the app on Play Store. I'll do that for you. Here you go. This is for Benedetta. Okie doke. Sure. Okay. So the first thing we will do today is renaming the sheet, because this, we call this a spreadsheet, but it's actually a workbook. It's a book. A book has many pages, and every page in our book is a sheet. So we can have many sheets in this workbook. The first thing we want to do is renaming the sheet. So I am going to zoom in. Please do what I do. Find the little blue arrow, this little blue arrow, click on it, and rename. Rename. Thank you for pointing that out. So there are two ways of renaming a sheet. Vincenza suggests you can also double click on the name, on the sheet name, and just type. That's good. That's faster. It's just faster. So if you don't know what the options are, you click on the arrow and you have many options. Dun, dun, dun. But if you know exactly how to do it, you just go straight to a double click and you rename your sheet. Listen, question for Emanuele. What would you rename this sheet? What would you rename it? This single sheet, not the workbook, but the single sheet, what would you rename it? Okay, English class. Okay, that's good. I just want to give you some guidance because classroom is the physical place. So English class indicates the course, right? Okay, so you go ahead and rename it English class. That works for you? Go ahead and do that. Vincenza, what would you, oh, I'm sorry, were you trying to, take your time, blow your nose, do whatever you need to do. Benedetta, what would you rename this single sheet? Okay. Okay, so, okay, I'm thinking, yes, so we are not placing students' progress on a chart from high to low. You see, this is not high to low, best student to worst performing student. So this is not what it is. Give it a more generic name. Just look at the data. Progress. Yes, progress. Okay, rename it to progress. Vincenza, what would you rename your sheet? Okay, so if you are, we have first term, second term, and third term, which usually term is 4 months. Yeah, no, I know. And that's fine. So you could, if you're thinking in time frame, you could rename this to year 2025, or if you're thinking in those terms. If you want to shift your thinking, just go ahead and give me some other names. Progress. Okay. Perfect. Then go ahead and rename it. Okay. I will do mine and I will rename it to year 2024. Mine will be year 2024. So now we have, go. No problem. Okay, so we have a name for our single sheet, and we have a name for this because this is just our exercise. So we will not be changing the workbook name. Now, the second thing we want to do today is we want to add a new sheet. Add a new sheet. You should be able to do this, Benedetta. You should be able to do this from your phone. I'm I'm sorry. Anyways, if you can just interact, don't worry about it. Just interact, ask questions, look at my screen, that's fine. We're going to add a sheet by clicking on the plus sign icon on the bottom left. Bottom left. And as you can see, this is now sheet 2. Sheet 2. For now, we will not rename it. We will leave this as sheet 2 for now. We will rename it later. Today, we will learn how to filter data. We're going to filter data. We're going to type formulas, functions. These functions might seem complex, but this is good. This is good to do this in English because you're focusing on the function and you're learning English at the same time. So once we have our sheet 2, the first thing we want to do is copy the headers. How do you copy the headers from your first sheet? Emanuele, how do you copy the headers? Yes. How do you physically perform an action on your keyboard or a mouse action? Thank you. Okay, where do you click? You perform a right click where? So you are going to copy just this. Okay, I want you to copy the entire header row. How do you do it? You want to select the first row. How do you select the first row? Where do you click if you want to select row number 1? Where do you click to select the first row? So you perform a left click, but where? Here, 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 where? Yes, first row. So, okay, now this is where we click on number 1 if we want to select the first row. So the answer to my question is click on number 1 because we need to actually click the number. Perfect. So you click on the number, okay? And clicking on the number does something. It selects the entire row. Now you can go ahead and do a right click. Now you can do ahead and do a right click and select copy. Perfect. Benedetta, what do you do now? I know that you can't do it because you're not using a mouse, but Benedetta, what would you do on the second sheet? Right click, okay. Paste. Paste. But where? Do I click here? I'm going to click on A1. A1. Okay. Remember, cell reference is always letter first, letter, and then number. Always. We're not going to say 1A. Never. Always column first. Okay. And that's called a cell reference. So I will click on I was going to say 1A. On A1, right click and select Benedetta, paste. Exactly. Perfect. Now I have the same headers on both sheets. This is a good starting point for filtering your data. This is what we're going to learn today. We're going to filter data. We're going to filter data. So in this sheet, we want only some students. We don't want all the students. That's why we're filtering our data. If you were a teacher, Vincenza, if this was your workbook and you're the teacher, what would you filter out? What type of student would you want to show up in this sheet? Think, take your time. Improve. Okay, so for the sake of this lesson, for the purpose of this lesson, we will start by filtering students according to one criteria. We will not start with, a student that has a bad grade and then a good grade. That is a more complex formula. So we're going to start with the students that have started with bad grades. Good. So Emanuele, Benedetta, I asked Vincenza to choose what we're doing, and she chose, but then I kind of redirected her choice. We are going to filter, and we're going to see in this sheet only the students that have started first term with a bad grade. By bad grade, we mean the ones in orange. So 6 is not a bad grade, 8 is not a bad grade. We're going to see Ava, Mason, Benjamin, that's it. Wait, no. Ava, Noah, Mason, and Benjamin. These are the students that had a bad grade in the first term. We are going to create a filter formula. In order to create a filter formula, I want to explain to you what a filter formula does and what does it look like. So I am going to stop sharing this screen and I'm going to start sharing my whiteboard so that I can draw and explain things with the help of my amazing handwriting skills. Not really, but okay. Where is it? What did I do? I repaired it. Yes, I'm finally using it's not repaired. I had to buy a new hard drive. Not personally. Spilazzo sent me a new hard drive. I had to reinstall Windows. So I am starting, this is a fresh start. It's kind of like having a new computer. It is what it is. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, so I am starting with this filter function. Here we go. Here we go. No, I don't care. Thank you. Okay, so when we type functions, we actually we need to call the function. What does it mean to call a function? To call a function. Call a function. What does this mean? So functions are pre-built in Google Sheets. These functions exist already. The function already exists. We are not inventing new functions. We are not creating new functions. You can create functions, but we are not doing that today. We are calling a function. It's like calling someone on the phone and say, hey, I need you. And the function says, I'm here. I will do what you need me to do. So in order to call a function, this is technical term for using functions. To call a function, you start by typing. The first thing you do is type an equal sign. That's the first thing you do. You need to type an equal sign. Equal sign. Not a plus sign, not a minus sign, equal sign. But when you type an equal sign, you will see that what you type in the cell, you have to type an equal sign inside an empty cell. You don't type an equal sign as a sheet name or anywhere else. You have to type it inside an empty cell or inside a blank cell. So when you start typing an equal sign, something happens. Something happens. The sheet knows that you're about to type something that is not plain text. You're going to type something that has an impact on that cell. And most importantly, you will see something like this. You will see, oh, this is reversed. But you will see this. You will see a little cursor at the bottom that is ready to receive a function name or some other type of equation, mathematical operation, something that is not just text. So the first thing you do is type the equal sign. Second thing you do is call the function name. Every function has a name. And if you need to call someone, you need to know their names. When you call a function, you need to call the function by the name that's been assigned. Our function name for today is filter. This is our function name for today. Last time we used a function whose name was, which name was Sparkline. The function name for last lesson was Sparkline. Sparkline. Today we're using a function that has filter as a name. You don't need to do this right now. We will do it together. I just want to show you what we are doing as a lesson plan. You don't need to do it right now, okay? I'm just showing you. If you want to do it, go ahead, but don't worry because we will be doing these things together on my computer screen. Is this easier? No, it's just smaller. Okay. Now, our function name for today is filter. The third thing we need to do is open parenthesis. So we end up with something that looks like this. Equal filter open parenthesis. This is what we end up with. Equal sign, filter, open parenthesis. Now, we need to type something inside the parenthesis, and then we need to close parenthesis. This is pretty simple. Equal sign, filter, open parenthesis, close parenthesis. The tricky thing, the thing that's a little bit more challenging and difficult is understanding what goes inside the parenthesis. Question to all of you. Vincenza, do you know how to write a filter function? Okay, Emanuele, do you know how to write a filter function? Do you know what goes here? You don't? Okay. Benedetta, do you know what goes inside the parenthesis? You don't? Okay. Today, we will focus on learning what goes inside the parenthesis. This is very useful for your English because you will learn so many new things and so many actions when it comes to digital English. So this is our goal for today, learning what goes inside the parenthesis. And I will show you what goes inside by typing on my sheet. So I'm going to stop sharing my iPad screen and I'm going to start sharing my sheet again. Okay. So, what's the first thing I need to do? What do I do here? What do I type? Benedetta. I need to filter. How do we call the filter function? I don't want to type the student's name. I want the sheet to look at all the data here and automatically filter the students' names that have bad grades. I want this to be automatic by using the filter function. I need to call the filter function. What's the first thing I do? Emanuele? I type an equal sign. Okay. What's the second thing I do? Filter. Yes. And as you can see, As you can see, when you start typing filter, look, it gives you a list of functions, but we don't need find. We don't need find or find, we need filter. Now we will find out what's inside the parentheses. So please go ahead and type in your sheet 2, in cell A2. I'm typing this in cell A2. Go ahead and type =, filter, open parenthesis. And tell me when you're done. Thank you. Give me a thumbs up when you're done. Benedetta, I will not ask you because I know. Don't worry. Tell me when you're done, Emanuele, okay? So you have typed =, filter, open parenthesis. Yes, take your time. Do you want to share your screen? Okay, I will stop sharing my screen so you can share yours. Okay. Does it let you type an =? Oh, you are working on my sheet. See, you have another sheet. That's okay, don't be sorry. So the other sheet is over there, untitled spreadsheet. Don't stop sharing your screen. I want to see you doing that. Yes. Okay, so you have to copy the header first. Go ahead and copy the header. I will wait for you. Take your time. Sure. Hey, did you say something? No. Emanuela, did you... Oh, you stopped sharing your screen. Okay, well, take your time, but do perform the action of copying the header. Benedetta, you know what I like a lot? I like a black wall. I like your black wall. I love it. It's amazing. It's really good. So when I moved to this place, all the, the painting and the repainting of the walls had already been done. This is kind of nice. It's it's raw. It's fancy but raw at the same time. But it's not my favorite color. So I'm kind of thinking. You ready? Okay. We were just talking about furniture and house decor and home decor. Okay. Did you type equal sign filter? Good. Okie doke. Okay, this is what we're taking care of right now. So as you can see, Vincenza, Emanuele, I'm pretty sure you can see this. As soon as you open your parenthesis, Google Sheets will start helping you. And it will ask you for specific things. The first thing you have to type is the range. The range refers to the raw data. The data, the big sheet that you have to look at that contains all the data in order to then filter the data. Now, this is how you indicate your range. The first thing is the sheet name, because our raw data is not in this sheet, it's in another sheet. So we have to say it. We have to specify it. Now, it's easier when your sheet has a name with no space in it. No space in it. It's easier. So I want you to look at what I'm doing, and if you have a space in your sheet name, we're going to remove that space. This is what I want you to do. I saw that Emanuele has a space, English class. I have a space in my sheet name here, so we're going to remove that space. We're going to double click and remove that space. Tell me when you're done. Perfect. We're going back to sheet 2, and you should still have your filter function with the parenthesis, okay? Now we're going to type the new sheet name, because your new sheet name is English class altogether. I'm going to type year 2024. After each sheet name, we need an exclamation point. Lots of punctuation today. Lots of punctuation. Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. Now, this is where we start indicating where our range starts and where it ends. It starts at A2. My range starts at A2. It does not start at A1. Right? Benedetta, my range does not start at A1 because A1 is the header. So we start at A2. Where does my range end? Where does it end? F21. Yes, the entire document, but we're going to use a closed range. So If you have an NA now, don't worry, double click and type column F22. Was it F22? Can't remember. 21, yes. F21. Question for all of you, or for those of you who are doing this exercise with me. Did your range change color? Parenthesis. Okay, that's my question to you. Did it change color? It's not orange. It did not change. It's supposed to be orange. Emanuele, yours is not orange. It's supposed to be orange. So I'm going to ask you to share your screen again. So when Google Sheets understands what you're saying, it will change colors and show you, oh, that's because you haven't closed the parentheses. Do it. Oh, right. You haven't removed the space from the sheet name. Thank you, Vincenza, for noticing. Emanuele, your sheet, English class, still has a space. Double click or rename, yes. Remove the space. No problem. Now go back to sheet 2, double click. It's not orange yet. Let's see, English class, A to F21. Remove the parenthesis, the last parenthesis. Let's see. Wrong number of arguments to expect. Okay, can you type again A2? Just erase it and retype it because we're still writing the argument. Not the whole thing, but type the whole thing again. Yes, I want to see you. I want to see you doing that. So type equal sign. Filter. English class. Exclamation point. A2. Column. F21. Can you put a comma after F21? A comma. No, a comma. A comma is, yes. Okay, well, so now it didn't color your range, but it's asking you to write the condition, which is strange because it has recognized. Let's keep going and then let's see if it does something. Now, don't stop sharing your screen. We're going to do this on your screen. It's asking you to type a condition. What is a condition? In your own words. If you want to say in Italian, say in Italian. But I want you to give me a definition of what a condition is. What is a condition? You can say in Italian if you want. Anybody. Yes. Something that has to happen so that your data can be filtered. Our condition is that the students have to have bad grades in the first term, because on this sheet we only want students with very bad grades, because we want to take a look at a certain type of student. So a condition could be that in the first term, the student has to have a grade that's lower than 6. Lower than 6. That could be our condition. I am going to ask you to type, Emanuele, because we're doing this on your screen. Now, I am going to tell you exactly what to type. You don't have to think about how to say this. And then we will analyze this and try to understand. Please type English class . In your sheet, type English class. Yes, right there. Yes, no, right here. Yes, keep typing. English class. Exclamation point. C2 column C21. Now, you have to type this value. I'm going to type it here for you. I'm going to show you the value. Lower than. The value is... Oh, you have an American keyboard? That's great. That's amazing that you have an American keyboard. I'm jealous. I want an American keyboard. So you need this because it's so much easier. You need to find on your American keyboard this, lower than, yes, 6. Okay, now we should be able to close the parenthesis and see the filtered data. But I already know that it's not working because it's not coloring your parameters. So we're going to try one thing. Try replacing your comma with a semicolon. Try replacing your comma with a semicolon. Not the close parenthesis, the comma between English class A2 F21 and English class. Yes, a semicolon. You have a comma, you need to replace that comma. So here, where you put that semicolon, you just need to erase that and close your parenthesis. Close it. Now go back to A2 F21 where you have a comma. So the problem is your unresolved sheet. It says you have an unresolved sheet. I think I know what the problem is. I think I know what the problem is. I think you have a space. I think you have an invisible space after your sheet name. Go to your sheet name, English class. Double click. There's a space. Hit enter. There, it works. It works. Yours isn't working now. I want Emanuele to stop sharing his screen. You know, sheets are crazy. One invisible space can mess up your whole work, and you can spend days looking at what's wrong with it, and it was an invisible space, and you just want to shoot yourself in the head, and you're like, thank you. Go ahead, Vincenza. Benedetta, did you see that space? That invisible space? It was like... Okay. Yes, I can see it. And okay, try a comma instead of a semicolon. Nope, not working. Put a semicolon there. What does it say? Filter, I want to see that message in black. Hover. Okay, filter is presenting. Okay, can you make it bigger? Can you zoom in? You can zoom in by going on the right. Yes, thank you so much. Okay, students progress A2, F21. Students progress C2, C21, lower than 6. Okay, there's something wrong with it. That it's telling us what's wrong, but I'm trying to understand it. A2, F21. A2, F21. Can you show me your sheet? Oh, yes. I found it. Go back to the formula. So in your students' progress in purple, C2, you should have put a column, not a semicolon. C2, C21. You need a column. That's what I told you. Today, you will learn a lot about punctuation, column, semicolon, comma, exclamation mark. All these things are important. I know, it's crazy. I know. And we will talk about it when we come back from our break. We're going to take a break now, okay? Hit enter and show me your filter data. Hit enter. Yes, you have your filter data. Okay, we're going to take a break, a 10-minute break. Okay. There. This is a fun lesson. È bella questa lezione, mi piace molto perché stanno imparando un sacco di cose e stanno facendo, cioè si stanno proprio appassionando a cercare l'errore. Tutto questo processo, farlo in inglese, è proprio il principio del protocollo, un po' l'appassionarsi alla cosa che stai facendo ti fa scavalcare la difficoltà del farlo in inglese, quindi veramente bello, si stanno appassionando, si stanno trasformando in detective per trovare l'errore che non gli fa funzionare la formula nel foglio. Che è successo qua? Aiuto! Chi è che litiga? Non litigate. Vabbè, ragazzi, che vuoi fare? Fa niente, dai. Non fa niente che... Cioè, se c'è qualcuno che scrive delle cose poco rispettose, ignorateli, perché alla fine è quello che vogliono, cercano attenzione, quindi non vi preoccupate di zittire persone che si comportano male, non fa nulla, ci sono ovunque, è quel che è, non fa niente. Adesso comincio a usare il microfonino perché no! Ok, non lo so se passa in automatico al microfono Bluetooth, per adesso non c'è passato. Non lo so se passa in automatico. Sentite da qua? Sentite meglio di prima? Se è passato in automatico a questo microfono dovreste sentirmi molto meglio di prima, perché prima sentivate attraverso il microfono del telefono, built-in microphone. Adesso dovrei stare usando questo. Qualcuno che mi conferma che stiamo usando questo microfono e non quello del telefono? Ok, bella questa lezioncina, mi sta piacendo molto, mi sta piacendo veramente tanto. Se ci sono domande sull'acquisizione linguistica o sul protocollo, su come acquisire le lingue senza pagare corsi, posso rispondere fino alle 12:20, 12:21. Nel frattempo, ti ricordo, se ti stai connettendo adesso, che questo non è un corso in vendita, ma che sto solo trasmettendo il mio lavoro. Sono un'insegnante di inglese e di informatica, insegno informatica in inglese. Lavoro in remoto, insegno presso un'accademia digitale, non sono un'imprenditrice, non vendo corsi, non vendo nulla. E siccome questi corsi non sono accessibili a chiunque, ho piacere di trasmettere il mio lavoro, almeno nella parte che posso trasmettere, senza violare la privacy dei miei studenti, così che qualcun altro può fruire di questi corsi senza dover andarsi a pagare un corso a parte. Io vorrei sapere se questo microfono sta funzionando. Mi sentite da questo microfono? Oppure dal telefono? Perché l'ho appena connesso e quindi non so se è passato in automatico a questo telefono. Ok. A che serve studiare inglese se poi a Londra si parla arabo? Falliti. Ok, va bene. Come se lo scopo di studiare l'inglese fosse quello di andare a Londra. Va bene. Poi io il motivo per cui non mi arrabbio per questi commenti è che determinano molto che tipo di persona li fa, non determina il fatto che io sia una fallita per il fatto che insegno l'inglese. Vabbè. Però vabbè, ripeto, questi sono troll, non è che hanno veramente lo scopo, magari chi fa un commento del genere non lo pensa neanche quello che dice, però così per creare un po' di disagio, non lo so per quale piacere si prova a fare il troll, far litigare le persone, o a far arrabbiare le persone, stuzzicare le persone. Lo fanno e vabbè. Fa niente se si divertono. Hi. Ok, noi abbiamo ancora 4-5 minuti prima che ricominci la lezione, siamo in pausa, sto insegnando inglese per il digitale, che è uno dei miei corsi preferiti, grazie al quale posso insegnare la materia che amo, che è l'informatica, ma la insegno direttamente in inglese, interamente in inglese, quindi non mi sentirete tradurre, non mi sentirete dire questo si dice così. Attenzione, devo andare a chiudere la porta. Ok, è rientrato mio marito, quindi varie porte che si aprono e che si chiudono. Ok. Per chi si fosse connesso adesso, sto insegnando inglese per il digitale, cioè insegno informatica, in questo caso fogli di calcolo, interamente in inglese. Ricominciamo la lezione tra 4 minuti. I miei studenti sono su Zoom, non sto insegnando su YouTube, motivo per il quale su YouTube non vedete il mio schermo condiviso, non vedete le facce dei miei studenti e non sentite le voci dei miei studenti perché ce le ho in cuffia per ovvie ragioni di privacy. E mi chiedo se effettivamente sentite la mia voce da questo microfono e non dal microfono del telefono. Questo è il lavoro che abbiamo fatto finora, lo faccio vedere perché è carino il lavoro che abbiamo fatto. Oggi stiamo imparando la funzione filtro, però il lavoro che hanno fatto è abbastanza interessante. Tutto questo l'hanno fatto loro, hanno inserito un grafico delle funzioni che è tutta molto molto carina. Ah, grazie per il feedback del microfono. Blonde and light blue. Thank you so much. Ok, tra 2 minuti ricominciamo. Ricondividerò il mio schermo ovviamente per fargli vedere il completamento della funzione perché loro l'hanno completata ma gliel'ho fatta completare dai loro schermi, anche per assicurarci. Abbiamo sgamato degli errori interessanti, basta uno spazio nel nome del foglio per non far funzionare la funzione. E quindi insomma molto, molto interessante, ti trasforma in un detective imparare i fogli di calcolo. Ok, so this one, we don't need this one. And we don't need this one either. Ok, 2 minuti e ricominciamo tra pochissimo. Wait, I could do this from here. Could I? I'm not sure. Let's try something. Because I'm pretty sure. Wait a minute. Ecco, vedi, questa cosa è una cosa che avrei dovuto fare prima. Tra poco ricominciamo la lezione con gli studenti su Zoom. What's this? Oh man. Okay. I'm going to change this to... Okay. Change. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Okay, we're about to start again. 1 minute. Only 1 minute. And we'll start again. Ok. Ok. Vabbè, non è una lezione in inglese, quindi non la trasmetterò. Si ricomincia. Ok, open parenthesis. Vincenza, what's next? Exactly. Year 2024. Emanuele, what's next? Wait, do we type students' names here? We don't type students' names here, right? We don't need their names. Yes, take your time. Take your time. And I don't want you to rush. I want you to think, take a look at things, and then give me your answer. Let me stop you right there. I need some punctuation.
What kind of punctuation? Columns, semicolons, question marks, exclamation marks, parentheses. What I want you to think. I want you to think. Name and the range. It's not a command. I'll tell you why. If my sheet name ends with a letter, for example, Emanuele's sheet is English class, right? That's your sheet, English class. This is a letter. S is a letter, right? S could be mistaken for column S. So we need to say, this is the sheet name, end of the sheet name. This is a column. What if can you imagine if my sheet name was in Italian, classe, and the last word, the last letter is E or E, it could be mistaken for colon E. So we need something that separates the sheet name from the cell references. And that's why we need an exclamation mark. So I'm going to type my sheet name and an exclamation mark. Vincenza, what's next? Exactly. The entire range of raw data, which starts at A2. And Benedetta, what's the punctuation that I need now? What punctuation do I need for the range? Is it an exclamation mark? Column, yes. And F21, it's where it ends. Now, look, pay attention. Because Google Sheets tells you exactly what to type next. This is the range. But look, there's a comma. It tells you need a comma. When you are done, when you are finished typing the range, you need a comma. Comma. Now you need to type condition 1. Yes, unfortunately, this problem goes back to the 80s when Excel was translated into Italian, and the Italians just said, oh no, we're just going to do things our way. We're just going to change the punctuation. We're just going to put a semicolon. I don't know. They even, it's frustrating. So we have different, sometimes we have a column, sometimes a semicolon, I mean a comma or a semicolon. It's not very consistent. It is what it is. So I will, but it's good that Google Sheets tells you, semicolon. To me, since mine is set to English, it tells me you need a comma. So it tells me. And I put a comma there. Once you type a comma, you need condition 1. Condition 1 is that, I will tell you, I will not ask you, that in the sheet, in sheet year 2024, in the range that contains the grades for first term, which is C2, C21, only column C, because that's where the grades are, the values are lower than 6. And that's my entire filter formula for today. Now, I want you to try something. This is a dynamic filter. I have 4 students. If I change it, if I give Ethan a bad grade, you can see that Ethan also is included in here because this is dynamic. If everybody gets a good grade, let's give everybody a good grade. No more bad grades. Everybody gets a good grade. Dun, dun, dun. No one. See? It's dynamic. That's why filter formulas, filter functions are so important to learn. Because you learn how to filter your data. And yay! That's good. You can do it on your phone. You're amazing. I am in awe. You're able to follow this lesson and do things from your phone. Amazing. So this filter formula shows us all the students that had a bad grade in their first term. So this is why now we need to rename our sheet. I am going to rename my sheet to low grades in first term. Low grades in first term. You can rename your sheet to whatever you think is best for your sheet. Tell me when you are done. Okay. What did you rename your sheet to? Okay. That works. I know, you guys, I know that this is not very professional, but I need to wear this ugly sweater because I'm cold. Not very professional. If I were to teach this lesson, this class in person, I wouldn't be wearing this ugly sweater by Decathlon. It's so warm. Okay, so Emanuele, have you renamed your sheet? Okay. Whatever name you want, a name that makes sense to you. I have a long name, low grades in first term. Vincenza used a very short name, bad grades 1. It has to make sense. It doesn't have to be grammatically correct. It has to be good for you, good enough for you. Benedetta, were you able to rename your sheet from your phone? Okay, so if you have renamed your sheet, we're going to insert something new. You probably won't be able to do this from your phone, Benedetta. It's kind of tricky, but let's start. We go back to our first sheet and we position our mouse or our pointer or our cursor or our fingers on G1. G1. This will be our column where we decide if this student needs some tutoring, some one-on-one tutoring. So we will type tutoring in G1, tutoring. Now, the answer to the question, the student does need tutoring, or no, the student does not need. G2, G2, G21 is now selected. Now there are two ways of doing what I'm doing. Two ways of doing this. You can choose whichever works best for you. The first way of doing this is to perform a right click on the range. Right click on the range. View more cell actions. And I was wrong. Nope. No, I was wrong. Scratch that. Scratch that. You can't do this like this. So apparently, the only way of doing this is to go to the menu. This is the main menu and select Insert. Insert and go all the way down to Checkbox. 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 Now you have checkboxes that you can check, select or deselect. Checkboxes. Tell me when you have successfully inserted checkboxes. It's impossible to do this from your phone. Good. I am going to decide who needs tutoring. Mason does not need tutoring. Actually, I'm going to play a game with you guys. I'm going to ask you to help me decide who needs tutoring and who does not need tutoring by looking at the progress chart. Okay. Emanuela, I'm just waiting for you. Take your time. Tell me when you have successfully inserted checkboxes or if you need help with checkboxes. No, I know, but Edita, you cannot do it from your phone. In your sheet, right? Perfect. Okay, now I'm going to ask all of you, Benedetta, by the way, you can't insert checkboxes from your phone. No, it's impossible. It doesn't have that. I'm going to ask you one by one. I'm going to call your names and ask you to help me decide which students need tutoring. I'm going to start with Vincenza. Vincenza, does Olivia Smith need tutoring? Yeah. Does Olivia need tutoring?
Yeah.
Perfect. Emanuele, does Ethan need tutoring? Benedetta, does Ava need tutoring? Ava is this one. She doesn't? Look at her progress. She goes, woo. Yeah, she does. Poor thing. Something must have happened. Poor Ava. Vincenza, does Isabella Jones need tutoring? Emanuela, does Noah Miller need tutoring? Emanuela, sorry. No, Emanuela. Benedetta, does Sophia Davis need tutoring? Yeah, she does. Poor thing. 9, 10, 6. What happened to Sophia Davis? Vincenza, does Mason need tutoring? It's actually both a girl's name and a boy's name. So we don't know if this is a girl or a boy. They do. Yes, they do. Yeah. Emanuele, does Mia Moore need tutoring? Benedetta, does James Taylor need tutoring? Vincenza, does Amelia Anderson need tutoring? Emanuela, does Benjamin Thomas need tutoring? Benjamin Thomas. Benedetta, does Harper Jackson need tutoring? Yes. Yeah, I think he does. Poor Harper. Look at this. 10, 10, 6. My grades are all over the place. Vincenza, does Lucas White need tutoring? Probably not. Yes, the chart is a little bit downwards, but he has good grades still. So, Emanuele, does Ella Harris need tutoring? Right. Benedetta, does Henry Martin need tutoring? 659. You tell me your reasoning. He doesn't. Vincenza, does Grace Thompson need tutoring? Emanuela, does William Garcia need tutoring? And Benedetta, does Charlotte Martinez need tutoring? She does. She does. Even if it's not a bad grade, but 686, wow. And I will decide that Alexander Robinson needs tutoring. So, all of these students now have another category. They have something else that they can be filtered by. We can filter these students by the ones who need tutoring and the ones who don't need tutoring. So I'm asking you to add a new sheet and rename the new sheet to tutoring. Careful not to put any spaces in there. Don't put any spaces in your name, in your sheet name. Tutoring. Benedetta, what is the first thing we need to do in this sheet if we want to filter the students by deciding that all the students that need tutoring need to end up in this sheet? What's the first thing you would do? Yes, but do we need a header? The first row. So we need a header, right? The header tells us what's in the column, right? So I need to copy the header. So I'm going to select first row, right click, or you can press and hold and copy. Then then you paste it, exactly. Perfect. So we want to always have consistent headers when we are filtering data. We can't filter the header. You can't do that. So, would you like to try would you like to try typing your formula, your filter formula for filtering students by their tutoring needs? But let me show you something. Before you start typing that, I want to show you something. These checkboxes are a visual representation of a value. Behind this checkbox, don't do this on your sheet, but let me show you. Behind this checkbox, you know, there's actually text. False. True or false? Look, I'll show you. Sorry. Data validation. Behind this checkboxes, you will actually see that this is actually false, true, true, false, true, false. The checkbox is only a visual representation of true and false. If you have a checkbox that is checked, that means true. If you have an empty checkbox, you don't have to do this, you guys. You don't have to do this. Just look at my sheet. An empty checkbox means false. A checked checkbox, a selected checkbox means true. I'll show you. Checkbox. See? True and false become checked or not checked. So the checkbox is not actually data. The data behind the checkbox is true or false. The checkbox is only a visual representation of the true or false value. Let me type that for you. The checkbox is only a visual representation of the true or false value in the cell. The real value is true or false. So you need to keep this in mind when you type, when you write your filter formula for your sheet. I will give you 3 minutes to type your filter formula by yourself. Is your assignment clear? Do you understand what I asked you? Okay. Fantastic. Well said, Vincenza. Perfect. No mistakes whatsoever. Well done. One more minute. Does it work? Yay! Well done. That was not an easy task. I mean, you had to use some logic. Wait 15 more seconds. Yes, but the logic behind the syntax, this has to equal this. This has to be like this. It's not so easy. I mean, I can tell that you have an observer mind. It's not very easy to do at first. Okay, I'm going to ask you to stop. It doesn't matter if you are done or not done yet. I'm going to ask you to stop. Vincenza, will you share your screen? Oh. It's not loading? Oh, it does that sometimes. It's a connection issue. I'm going to ask Benedetta if you have successfully written the formula. No, that's okay. No problem. Emanuele, are you still typing? Okay, okay. Okay. Yes, you did it. Yes, I can see your screen. Well done. Now go ahead and add someone to this sheet by changing their status in tutoring. Go back to students' progress and check some other Henry, and Henry shows in there. Perfect. Well done. I'm going to... No, I don't want you to stop sharing because in a little bit, I want you to explain your reasoning behind the formula. I want to wait for Emanuele. Emanuele, can I ask you? Yes. Okay. No problem. Okay, I'm going to ask Vincenza to explain what she did, and then you will share your screen. Vincenza, go ahead. The range?
And then I type and I had to
Yes, it does that. It does that. So that's exactly how you filter by that condition. Well done. Emanuele, do you want to look? I'm happy you worked at first shot. Emanuele, do you want to copy what's on Vincenza's screen? Benedetta, if you want, you can go ahead and do the same thing. Vincenza, can you zoom in? Zoom in. Perfect. That's enough. I'm also going to type it in here, just in case you need to copy it. Filter. You didn't just change the range for the condition, you also changed the range by adding G21 in the orange range. You did that too. That's important. No problem. I did it already. Unless I mistakenly, you might need to use a comma instead of a semicolon. Okay. All right. Tell me if it works. Emanuele and Benedetta. I don't know if Benedetta is trying to type on her phone. Are you? Okay. I know, it's hard. We only have 1 minute before we say bye. So I'm going to invite you to do this quicker. Vincenza, you can go ahead and stop sharing your screen. The formula is in the chat. Emanuela, the formula is in the chat. I put it there. Okay. So, one thing that you learned today, Benedetta. Fantastic. Yes, yes. You learned what to type inside the parentheses. Emanuele, one thing you learned today. No, my question to you is tell me one thing you learned today. What did you learn today? Tell me one thing. Yes, anything. Okay, remember, when you think of a word, you see the word, the way it's written, and then you say function because you see the word. Try remembering function. Vincenza, what's one thing that you learned today? Oh, I think she has to go. Okay. All right. I will see you again next time. I don't remember how many lessons we have left. I was very happy with today's lesson. Vincenza, tell me one thing you learned today. That's okay. One thing. We don't have much time. Pay attention. I learned how. Don't fall back into the pattern of, good enough English. I know. No problem. You guys, I'll see you next time. Enjoy your lunch. And Vincenza, get better. This is the last one? Uh-oh. I got it all wrong. I'm going to ask Sinlazio if I can have one more lesson with you guys. Would you like that? Would you like to do that? Because I got it all wrong and I had something else to show you. If they say no, in case they say no, I am going to, please accept my apologies for getting the dates wrong. But in case they say yes, which I hope they will say yes, we'll have another lesson, okay? Hopefully. All right. Thank you so much. Bye. Bye-bye. That was the last lesson. How stupid am I? Cioè non mi sono resa conto che questa era la mia ultima lezione con loro e quindi avevo pianificato di fare un'altra cosa. Altre cose in realtà. Quindi vabbè, adesso chiederò se possono aggiungere chiederò all'azienda per la quale lavoro se possono aggiungere un'ulteriore lezione a questo corso per fare le cose che avevo in programma di fare. Spero che mi dicano di sì. Bene, per oggi è tutto. Ciao!